Hey guys, what's going on? Hood back here with another quick vid for you guys this evening, fresh off of my recording of the video from account number one. It is high time that we do the video from account two. So we talked a little bit in Hoodcraft episode 3 about kind of holding positions and what are the kinds of items that we hold for profitability later, but we did not sort of see the accounts that are driving the amount of liquidity that we have to make these investments. So there's definitely a arithmetic equation that goes into how we get to the point where we can afford to have cooldown alts. The way that I would put this most simply is, if you're not going to RMT and you don't want to fuck the economy up like many people do, and like, look, there's no judgment here. Anybody who's RMTing, who just wants to raid log, like, and you want to play warrior, so you have to spend 1 billion gold every week, like, I guess I understand conceptually. You want to parse and you're here to parse and you buy 1,000 gold every 2 weeks or however you play WoW. I'm just happy people are playing classic WoW. I don't want to cast aspersions here. The reason why I begin with this is that if you want to play classic World of Warcraft and you want to be a wealthy man or woman and you don't want to RMT, these are the kinds of things that you need to do unless you've been funneled some kind of crazy recipe, or you got very lucky with a drop, or you very successfully leveraged fast leveling into big profitability and were able to hedge your profits by maybe, like, let's say, buying Greater Arcane Potion or Greater Arcane Elixir very early and protecting your profit margins by buying every single recipe that came out following your early getting it. There are a lot of ways that you can make money in this game legitimately. All of them require sweat in a world that is driven by RMT. But let me tell you, the fact that RMT exists, for those of us who prepare for it and put characters in place and systems in place to profit from people that are paying real actual dollars, euros, loonies for gold, there's money in it for you guys too. And once you put together your second account and you level a character to level 10, it's about time for that character to get into the dead mines. If you have a mage, warrior, feral druid, any kind of character, you can boost your own tunes from level 10 all the way to level 35, which is about the time that they can grab their professions, which, if you're taking tailoring and alchemy or leatherworking and alchemy, typically cost about 200 to 300 gold to level to 300 with both of them. That sounds like a lot, right? Like 200 to 300 gold for both of these professions. Like, it feels like I'm pouring money into something that is going to yield slowly. But let me tell you guys, Arcanite, do not, these people that are selling, okay, fine, look, hang on. Sell your cooldowns in trade chat when you don't have the liquidity to buy your own crystals. But very soon, guys, after you start selling those cooldowns for 15 gold apiece, stay solid with that 15 gold. There's big margins in Arcanite bars here in late phase 2. Once you put together a bankroll of a couple hundred gold that you can use to just reinvest in Arcanite crystals or arcane crystals, don't sell transmutes. Buy your own crystals, transmute your own bars. The margin is now like 30 gold, maybe 25 if you consider auction house cut. You can be making 20 to 25 gold per transmute every 2 days just on the Arcanite cooldown. You stack that up over a week, raid mats are covered. You stack that up over a month, you have enough money by itself for a whole another cooldown alt. And that should be the goal. Every 3 weeks I've been taking my profits and reinvesting them into another cooldown alt so that I can further this and that it exponentially grows. Not really exponentially, but linearly grows into more money for you. I'm going to get into that probably in more detail, the nuts and bolts of how you get all of these characters, not only from 1 to 35, but then also to efficiently level your tailoring and your alchemy, or your leatherworking and your alchemy, such that you can make money along the way, maybe investing a little bit more at the front but getting paid off more on the back end. So if that's something you guys are interested in, happy to get into that too. Hoodsky here is our first case study. He's a level 44 Dwarf Priest. He would be level 35, but we found a way to kind of arbitrage Maradon boosting with Hoodrich, our mage, where if you bring two characters and you loot on both of them, and then basically every 5 resets, go out, sell all of your grays and your greens, and then send all your elemental earths from Mara boosting to another character. These things pay for themselves. This character, Hoodsky, has gotten free boosting, essentially, from level 20 all the way to level 44, just with the utilization of 2 accounts. Heavy looting, basically turning on a movie on my phone, basically, and playing 2 accounts at the same time. I understand not everybody may have the zeal that I do about profitability and the passion I have for Warcraft, but this is what's possible if you put your mind to it. Hoodsky, case number 1. As you guys can see, I hit his Mooncloth cooldown literally 1 hour ago, and when he did that, he took about a 5.5 to 6 gold investment, turned it into 38 gold. That's 32 gold profit, booked it. 4 days. Very nice. Arcanite cooldown. 2 days, call it 23 gold per transmute now. 23 plus 38, like, guys, we're talking about more than 60 gold every 4 days from one of these characters. Let's talk about how we stack it up. Moving off of Hoodsky onto Hoodz, who is the only character that I currently have who is actually not a tailor, but is a leather worker, which is definitely a less expensive level to 250. Leather just generally is cheaper, as there's so many skinners, there's so many bots that are feeding into that, and just leather's pretty affordable. Cured Rugged Hide is selling for less than Mooncloth overall, but the very interesting thing about the Salt Shaker, guys, is that it's not a 4-day cooldown, it's a 3-day cooldown. I do not believe that Rugged Hide is going to have the staying power that Mooncloth will have. I very much doubt that you're ever going to see Cured Rugged Hide at 60 gold, like I believe that you will see Mooncloth at in the near future. But I do not have a crystal ball. I simply have experience from other iterations of this game. I would diversify. I would have 1 leatherworking alt for every 3 tailoring alts that you have, if you are moving with this strategy. Hoodsy is also here on her Arcanite cooldown. That's another day and 20 hours, because all of my tunes are synced up, which I would highly recommend. If your characters are all on different cooldowns and they're synced on different places, you're going to get exhausted and tired tracking stuff down. I at one point had like alarms on my phone for when these things happened, and I was like, I don't have time for this. It's late phase 2. I'm just trying to simplify. Get them on the same cooldown. Let's hop on to Hudak here, who doubles as our guild's RP half-wit summoner. Love me some Hudak. Hudak, same thing, guys. I mean, like, I'm logging into these just for posterity, I guess, here. Again, Mooncloth on cooldown. Just made that money. 9 fell cloth in the bag, so he's got the stores on him. Arcanite, he is now out of thorium bars. I have to make a note to send these to him. And also probably get some new arcane crystals. Damn, huge price jump in these. So, that, guys, and Hoods is the same thing. Tailoring alchemy. I want to keep my steam here because it's just gotten started. So now pivoting entirely away from the Arcanite and Transmute cooldown characters, of which I have 5. We're going to get into what I'd consider a very long-term position. When I talk about a long-term position, I mean something that ain't going to pay today, not going to pay next phase. It's going to pay probably in the middle of August. Phase, we'll be knocking on the door probably for phase 5. Maybe we'll be in phase 4 still. And the reveal, chocolate boxes. If you guys were around during the Valentine's event, there were some people who were downright autistic about their grinding of these boxes. As you can see, I have 121 chocolate boxes remaining over 2 characters. Hoodel, who is my pure chocolate box alt. He got a couple dresses here. These probably won't end up making anything. But This is where I aggregated the work of probably, if I take maybe saying that I had a 15% total drop rate on boxes on some of these alts, and saying that I probably made 2 to 3 cracks per alt, I would say that conservatively, I probably did the chocolate box gift of adoration action for Ironforge and Stormwind combined more than 1,000 times. Over the course of 5 days, guys, outside of going to work, this is basically all I did. I'm at a point in my life where I can kind of justify that time, but I am hoping that I about liquidated about 40 boxes of these at 30 gold apiece. That was very profitable. But I am hoping that with this 121 gold position, or 121 box position, let me just go ahead and open up the calculator so I'm not blowing smoke here. I believe that these are going to sell for at least 50 gold, which would be a tidy profit of about 6,050 gold if we liquidated at that current price. I have a feeling that by mid-August, during the AQ parse boom, these might even get up to 70 gold per box, in which case we're talking about... Damn. Oh, that is incorrect. My calculating skills just completely collapsing in front of my eyes. Here we go. 8,470. 8.5. We're going to call it 6,000 conservatively, but 6,000 gold for 4 days of work, I'll take that. That's Hoodell here. Hood Thur here holds a bunch of Love Fool boxes, which are critical to Ironforged RP. Well, not really RP, but we have to get creative with some of our strategies. And as a result, he has about 385 Love Fools. It's actually the exact figure, in case we need them for future raids, and we will. Darn Mats here, as an addition to sort of the Valentine's Day event, has, I guess, 407 copies of the Darnassus buff, which I believe is the 30 agility buff. So I'll periodically send this over to either my main or maybe a level 1 character that I am leveling to 10 and trying to expedite as fast as possible. This is a little sneak peek into how I shortcut leveling very early characters. Putting 30 agility on level 1 rogue is a big deal. So is putting 30 stam on one, or 30 int on a young mage, warlock, priest, paladin. Some things to consider. I'm not sure if I'll sell these. I'll probably hold them forever and continue using them just for my own tunes, for their, either faster leveling or maybe on parse days. But parse days for Ironforged, man, that's not what we're here for. Ironforged Mat's there for the same reason. Stormwind Mat's there for their intellect. We have a comparable amount of all three. Just to give you guys a little bit of insight before we wrap up here, and we were talking about, oh look, more widgets. We were talking a little bit about thorium widgets in the last video to give you guys a little bit of visibility about what just one of these characters looks like. 867 on this tune right here, which is almost 5 different thorium widget packs. So hopefully we can book this around 1,600 gold as well. Investment of about 8. And Clinhin here, I believe, is exactly the same. Let's see. Yeah, just a big old thorium widget boy. Oh, I better bank these because it looks like I got more coming in from Hood. Yeah. Oh God, are we full? Yeah. Oh man. Oh boy. That's another 1,400. I got some work to do, fellas. Well, that is all I have for account number 2. Just to make it short today, profession alts and cooldowns are something we can leverage to sacrifice gold today during the doldrums for big profitability later. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions about the details, how I do these things, I would love to get into them with you. I think that during downtime in WoW, when we're kind of in a raid log mode, we don't really need a whole lot. Maybe we're done leveling our alts, or maybe the only thing we're doing is leveling a second raiding alt, which I think is a fantastic thing to do. There's also a whole nother game that can be played at this building right here. taking people's money that they need to make today and turning it into thousands of gold for tomorrow. And it's a fabulous game. I've always enjoyed it, and I'd love to take you guys along the journey with me. So, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time.